Hi all, hope you're doing well and your week is going good. I'm just working through a few pictures from one of our many trips to Yellowstone. And I was just kind of going over, this is one of my layouts I started a long time ago um, and then I didn't do anything with. So now I'm creating it into a actual page. And I just wanted to go over how to create um, some clipping mask and how to work with mask um, in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to just kind of shrink these down here. This is a mama and baby that we came across, um, and they were just really sweet. And so kind of trying to figure out what kind of layout. I kind of like that one that I did. I'm going to tweak it up a little bit. So I've got on my desktop, I have mask and clipping mask that I use regularly. So I keep them right on my desktop, ones that I use daily, so I don't have to go out and search for them each time. So I think what I'm going to do is let's see what that one looks like. Yeah, I could probably work with that one. So what I'm going to do is, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to pick that up and bring that over on top of my page and drop it and kind of enlarge it a little bit here. And I'm going to hide all but the, let's see, that top page. So I'm going to drag it up on top of the mask. This is the mask here, and it's on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to bring it into a clipping mask. You can kind of see that it went to where that mask was, but it doesn't fill all the area. And so what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm going to maybe edit that photo a little bit. So I'm going to unclip the clipping mask, and you have to release the clipping mask from your photo. And I'm going to go up and make a few adjustments. I'm going to get a little brightness to that page. And I'm going to do a little bit of vibrance. Let's see, not too much. That looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over and I'm going to create the clipping mask again. I didn't have that on to view. And so since we see that the picture doesn't actually fill the mask, one of two things. You can either clip on the mask and clip on your cropping marks and go up and undo the lock, and you can actually adjust that mask to come back in. But it's going to take away some of the photo that I want because I like those little purple flowers down there and stuff. So I might bring it about right there and go back up and put the lock on and hit the click check mark. But it still doesn't fill that spot. So what I'm going to do is come over here. First, you click on the photo and you right click and you're going to raster size this layer. Raster size the photo layer. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to click on the clone stamp tool. Now there are two clone stamp tools. There's a clone stamp and a pattern stamp. You want the clone stamp. So what I'm going to do is come up to my brushes, make that a little larger, Let's see what that circle is. Okay, that'll work. So now I'm going to hit the Option key. And hit the Option key, kind of right in that area that you want to copy. So it's copying wherever you hit the Option key at. So I'm going to pick up that. And then it's picking up. If you start here, click the Option key, what it's going to do is it's going to pick up everything that's right there. So as you see, I've kind of gotten, it's picking up this above. And so I'm going to kind of come down here and fill this in. Alrighty, so that fills in the missing part of the mask. So what, I'm going to unview the mask and release the clipping mask so you can see all that we added right down there. And you can just kind of come in here and just add I'm going to go ahead and hit the view for the mask, and I'm going to go back up to the photo, right click, and create the clipping mask. So that fills that in. So I'm going to go ahead and save real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and click over here in your toolbars on your Move tool, and I'm going to click on the photos that I had. And so now we'll work on this one here. So I'm going to stick these off to the side a little bit. And I thought this was a pretty, I'll get a little bit bigger. Pretty cute picture with the tongue out. So, alright, so what I want to do is I've got some clipping masks open. So I just got to choose which one I want to use. So let's see, what will I use? And since she's looking towards the right, I think I will pick up this one, but I'm going to switch this. So I'm going to select all of that. I'm going to take the image and I'm going to rotate that horizontally. So I get this sharp corner over here. So I'm going to go back over and pick this up and take it back over to that mask and drop it on top. And we see that the photo is not large enough, but we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and click on the photo, right click, create a clipping mask just to kind of see where we're at. And then I'm going to grab the cropping tool and make it a little larger. And kind of bring that up, adjust that, still staying within the cropping marks. And since I'm going to select the photo and go over and just tweak the brightness just a little bit. And maybe see about getting a little bit more vibrance. There we go. Maybe too much. Okay. Alrighty. So now that we have the photo is clipped into the mask, I'm going to go up to Layer and I'm going to Merge Visible. And you can see over here in your Layers panel that it merged into one. So now I can take it and drop it over onto my page that I'm working on. And I'll move that up there and I'm going to go ahead and delete that photo. Now we've got 2 more photos to work with, and since I've been adding at least one with one of these white frames, kind of keep with the theme of all my Montana pages here that I'm doing in this year. I'm going to make sure that you not only select the black part, which is your mask, so I'm going to undo that move, but you want to make sure that you select the top layer also, which is the white frame. And then I'm just going to drag and drop that over onto my page. And I think I will take that, enlarge it, and I'm going to click on this photo, and you can see where you brought your top layer, which is the white frame, and the bottom part of that, which is the mask. I'm going to drop that right on top of the mask, and I'm going to create a clipping mask. But since I'm on the photo, you can arrow over and move your photo over, kind of center it if you want. And that looks good. So I'm going to create this into one layer. So I'm going to click on the top layer, the photo, and the bottom layer, which is the mask. And I'm going to right click and merge the layers right down here. And so now it's all together. So I'll stick that up there. And then baby, what are we going to do? Now I did this one here. It's in one layer. I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and undo the merge, and I'm going to delete the photo. So, and then when you go to close this out, make sure you don't save it, because it's going to remember that that photo was there. So just click don't save, and it'll be its original form. So might try this one, but I think I want the rip. No, that will probably work. Let's go pick up baby and see what we can do here. Alright, so baby definitely doesn't fit into the mask, but I'm going to enlarge baby a little bit here. Such a sweet baby. And I'm going to bring it down. Now you can see that there are two masks. There's this corner mask. Let me take the photo, undo the view of the photo. And there's two masks here. They're separate. So you've got this corner mask because it has, it's torn, shows that it's torn in between. So there's the corner mask and then the original main mask. So I'm going to bring my photo down on top of that mask, and I'm going to make it to where I can view it. And I'm going to go ahead and clip it and see how that looks. And I love the birch tree, so I want to keep those in there. So I'm going to go up and adjust the image while I'm on the photo a little bit. Just kind of tweak it a little here. And do a little vibrance maybe. Maybe try and bring out some of the purple flowers a little bit. Too much. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, I think if I bring it down, I'm going to leave it about there. And what I'm going to do is come back over and I'm going to raster size that photo so I can work with it a little more. And then I'm going to come back over and pick up the clone stamp. And I'm definitely going to shrink that down. Let's see, about there. And so what I'm going to do is hit the Option key. And so it's going to take from right there in that circle, whatever I choose. So I'm going to kind of Option key. And I'm going to undo that because it picked up the... Okay, so what I want to do is I want to pick up this tree. So I'm going to Option key here. And I'm going to just kind of, you can kind of see that tree following up. And then just kind kind of blend that in a little bit. And then we've got another tree here I want to bring, continue it up. Just kind of blend that in. And then these trees here, the birch trees, I want to bring those up. So just kind of bring that up. Alrighty. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, because there's a second mask, I'm going to go up here and click Edit and Copy. And then I'm going to click off the photo. And then I'm going to Command V and paste that in. And then I'm going to take that. And I don't know how that, let's see. I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and raster size that also. Oh, we already raster sized the first one. I copied that. Senior moment. And I'm going to pick up the clone and come back over here, and I want to bring this birch up a little bit. Take the photo a little further here. That up a little bit, and then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this and bring it over here just to kind of fill in where that mask is going to be. And now I'm on top of that little corner mask, I'm going to right click and create a clipping mask, and there we go. And so since this birch tree is this one here, I'm going to have to move the photo over, because if you see, I'll click on this one, there's a spacing over here. So when I click on this one, it's right up against there. So you can just arrow over. And move it to where it kind of matches up with everything. And I see we're going to have to do a little bit of editing right in here. So move it over just here more. There we go. And so what I'm going to do is clip on the clone stamp again. And I'm going to click on this upper photo, because that's the one that we're dealing with. And alright, I'm going to unview the mask below it. And I'm going to release that clipping mask up there. I'm going to unview the first photo also. So now what I want to do is Option, Clone, and then I'm going to just bring this on up. Just kind of go all the way across there, just to make sure. Alrighty. Kind of take that edge and just do a little bit there. And drop a little bit into there. So I don't have all that. Okay, so that looks good. Go back up and pick up my Move tool. And I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to click on the first view of the first photo that we put in. I'm going to click on the two masks in the corner that we're working with, and now I'm going to click on that photo and right click and create a clipping mask. And so now you have what looks to be the same photo dropped into two masks. So again, go up to Layer and Merge Visible, and you're going to take, and now it's one piece, drop it over on the photo that you were working, page that you were working at. Put that over here, delete that original, and now let's just kind of play around with some figuring out where we're going to place everything at. Let's see, put that there. This is usually the hardest, trying to figure out where to place everything. I'm going to bring that up above this photo here. So click on that and just move it up above. Let's see if we can. Okay, we're going to try that. I'm going to go ahead and put, first off, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click 3 times. And sometimes you've got to do it a few times. Not quick enough. I'm going to added that drop shadow and that bevel to that frame. And I'm going to do the same to this one here. And a contour and a drop shadow. Gives a little bit more texture here. I can see I'm way too close to my danger zone here. So I'm going to click on this photo and this one and bring them up just to here. And might make that just a hair smaller, just to stay away from that danger zone. And I am a little close to that one, so just enough for when you're printing a hardcover book or pages. You want to make sure, because when you send it to the printer, remember this center one here is the danger zone, and then this here is your cut line, so you want to kind of stay away from those for sure. And let's see. I'm going to have to open one of my previous pages that I just did, because there's a couple items I'm kind of carrying throughout the album, and I want to continue doing that. So I'm going to pick up the leaf right here and this vine, and I'm going to go ahead and copy those. And I'll go ahead and close that out, and now I'll come back over to this page we're working at, and I'm going to go ahead and paste them there. And so click off that, and let's see, maybe drop that down into there. Okay. And then we were on our way to Jenny Lake to take the boat ride here, so I'm just going to go ahead and include a little bit of text here. Okay, I'll stick that there. Move this page over a little bit. Flip it over a little bit just to give Just kind of have to make a few little adjustments after you get everything on there that you want. This line just a little bit bigger over there. This one up just a hair. Okay, now we need a background, so I'm going to go out over here on my tags. And I'm going to select the color green. And let's go find. I don't want anything that's going to be dark in this area because I'm going to have writing there. So go ahead and that's more tan. Let's see what we got here. It has a little green in it. I'm going to just drop it on top and click on the cropping bar because you can see it doesn't match the 2.25 that I work in to give me that extra border for the cutoff. And I'm going to take that and drag it down right above the white background. And that might still be a little bit too dark behind the writing once it gets printed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the bottom right corner here. And when you get that X, then you can go anywhere on that page. And I'm going to flip it horizontally. So it brings the green over here. And now I have the white over here. And I still not quite, that needs to be lightened just a little bit. So while I'm on there, I'm going to go over and pick up my eraser tool. And let's see. I don't want the circle very much. Forgot to rasterize the layer so I can work in it. And let's see, a little bit bigger than that, the circle. That might work. Let's give that a try. Okay, so I'm going to kind of come down right into this area here and just kind of, I'm going to get a little bit bigger here. Just kind of click on that and you can kind of see that the area kind of lightens up a little bit. Still giving it that watercolor look. But now it's a little bit more light, so it's more readable, especially once it gets printed. That'll be, that should work. Okay, so I'm going to go up and save that. And then I'm also working on, I work on 2-page layouts, my left page, my right page, and this is going to be my right page here. And I will do basically the same thing, adding them to mask and putting the layers in. So this is the page, and just a little bit about clipping mask, how to create a background, how to add a little bit of a cloning of the photo. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would, please share this with your friends and family that might be either wanting to learn how to scrapbook or maybe doing some scrapbooking already, but maybe wanting to learn a few extra tips. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day. All right, aloha.